Having the privilege of the beach in your backdrop has its pros and cons. If you are hearing the wind, hearing the waves, listen, we have been living it out in Durban. We've been here for a few weeks now, and sadly, we have to go back home. But it wouldn't be a complete episode without really me catching up with a friend for life that was my schoolmate, that is still a colleague, Dr. Nto Masemola. Remember, now this is August month, it's month for women, and we decided, how can we best explore women in the health industry? And I decided to call up on my partner in crime, our dynamite in small packages. So two very special women are next to me now. Dear friend, dear colleague, guys, welcome.
Thank you.
How are you, Doc?
Thank you. I'm good. I'm super excited.
I'm excited to be catching up. Doc, how are you?
I'm good. It's been good, interesting, but good. Yeah.
Interesting in what sense?
No, I mean there's been a lot happening, you know. So yeah, it's been good.
Shooting close to nature.
Definitely.
Going to the beach, the streets.
I'm calmer. I'm more at one with myself now. Yeah, so it's been good.
So, did you take a dip in the sea?
No, I don't like cold weather and cold water.
And you're not one of those that goes at 4 a.m.?
No. no.
Doc, bakhona baya ekuseni ngo 4 a.m.
For rituals, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I hear so.
don't take a disclaimer, Doc. It's fine. We don't judge. What's yours is yours. Hey, Doc, thanks for welcoming us to your beautiful part of town. And
Pleasure.
thanks for agreeing to do this. Dr. Masemola is officially known as Dr. Nto Masemola. What's your practice name again, Doc?
Smileworks Dental.
Smileworks Dental.
Yes.
You have a branch in?
Pietermaritzburg and Hillcrest.
Okay.
KZN.
Dentist for the last 26 years, probably?
25.
Okay, let's cut a year. We were classmates, but I've been a dentist slightly longer than her.
No.
Somehow, I don't know.
25.
It's 26 years, Doc.
We started in 97.
You
Privately
guys are
on
revealing
our
your age
own.
groups.
Privately,
On our own.
yes.
But 96 is when we qualify.
Oh, okay, but we didn't, okay.
When there are many these years, Doc, we forget them.
You guys are revealing your age. Yeah, no. Thank you.
We know we
for
we
sharing.
don't look that old, eh?
No.
Yeah, no, we don't feel that
we
old
don't
either.
feel that old.
Yeah, no. So how's Durban for you, Doc? How's dentistry in Durban? Guys, this is women in the health industry. Women in health, or whichever way you look at it. We're celebrating August. We're celebrating women doing all sorts of things. How is private practice? How is dentistry for you in Durban?
Dentistry has been awesome. Dentistry has evolved, because if I can take you back to when I started, my main passion with dentistry is how patients have accepted the education that we've given them, because I felt that when I started, there was completely no education. So in that way, I feel it's so easy to practice dentistry because our patients are knowledgeable.
You're making a difference.
Yes, definitely. Over and above that, it's easy to draw treatment plans for them, because when they come to you, they already know what they are looking for. Unlike before, when they would just come for just a simple extraction.
Before I let Dr. Mashishi fire on you, tell us, where did it all begin for you? What inspired you to do dentistry? And we would like you to inspire others to see if
To
they
be
might want to
dentists.
consider it.
Yeah, honestly, when I was still in high school, I just wanted a title doctor.
Okay, that's being honest.
That's what I want. I wanted before my name. But then I saw a gap in Pietermaritzburg, my hometown, that there were dentists, there were none of black dentists, especially female. There was one female Indian dentist. So I just told myself that, you know what, because I want to be a doctor, but I don't want to be a medical doctor, then I'm just going to go and pursue dentistry. With that, I'm going to come back home and make a difference. Also, when I was still studying, before I studied at Vets, we used to go to Edendale Hospital, and you could see those long queues where people could queue from early in the morning, which to me said there's not enough sector that can provide treatment for patients. So patients were dependent on public sector where they did not get all the basic treatment that they needed. So I just felt that there's a gap for private practitioners, hence the decision to do dentistry.
You can talk to her woman to woman, though.
Yes, I'm already inspired. Like, you know, that's really great. And I think it's important. It also speaks to my journey, and it's about identifying the gaps. I think that's where making a difference lies, and it's really great. And I'm sure even in your community, you have grown with the community, and people have seen that impact that you have made.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And you, Doc, your background in medicine, I know most of our viewers have heard it. You can tell us a touching story or two.
I don't know if mine is as touching and moving, but I mean, I've always wanted to do science. I was driven by finding innovative ways of making a difference, especially in poorer communities. And, you know, obviously I didn't go purely scientific, although now I am in the science field. But going into medicine was one avenue. And once in the field of medicine, I still found it that I need to drive myself in a way that moves in the direction of being innovative to find the answers that are causing the problems in our communities.
And being female in the health sector, in health in general?
I think you can also attest, Dr. Masemola. I think it's difficult. It's difficult to come with a new voice, with a different voice. The system may not be as accommodative, and people will obviously be, they'll have questions. Because, I mean, we've been doing this way for X amount of years. What are you bringing? What are you saying? Why do we need to listen? And I think that has been, you know, for me, the biggest challenge. And then you need to keep driving yourself and being motivated that your voice it needs to be heard.
Which is more difficult, being young or being female? Or both?
Being young.
I think both.
Yeah, definitely.
I think even though with private practice, I think it's different.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know the challenges that women face in public sector. I think it's completely different. In private practice, as a female, I wouldn't say I've had much challenges, except that when I started, obviously I was young, I was female, and you know, in these laid-back towns like Pietermaritzburg, I know my first patient was an old woman. When she got in, she said, "I can't be treated by you. I thought Dr. Masemola was a man, and I thought you were much older than this."
Yeah.
You know.
Look, I'm not female, but I can relate.
Yeah.
Especially if you go back to practice in your own town.
Yes.
Especially now they've seen you run around with a little snot, and then suddenly you want to touch them. But in any case, it's not about me. What excites you about your position where you are as a female health practitioner in the new South Africa?
You know, our profession, dentistry, is very wide. The thing that excites me is that we have a choice. We can be in the public sector or private sector. You can be in private practice, you can do research, you can do administration. So there's basically everything laid out for us in South Africa as dentists and as women.
Okay. And you, Doc? What do you find exciting? I know you said innovation.
I find the opportunity to learn every day very exciting. I don't think, you know, there's never a day I don't learn, which is important for personal goals and growth. Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, you guys can fire at each other, woman to woman.
Yes. I mean, we can talk about all the challenges that we have experienced maybe in different you know, whether public, private, and the health sector is quite big. But I don't know how you may feel, but what may be some of the ways you have personally done to overcome these challenges?
In my space, in private practice.
Yeah.
In health in general, you know,
yeah.
you know, we have backlogs of health in the country.
Yeah.
How are women better suited to meet the challenges that we come across? There's no money, number one. People have traveled far. People are backward. People wait till forever to handle what they have to handle. The challenges that we face.
Also the challenges we face in private practice is that most of our patients, like now, do not afford our services. And honestly, I find that it's more difficult now than before. I think before things were much easier. I don't know whether it's because we did not have many expenses, but I feel that most people are struggling. So as a result, they don't have medical aids, and they would come to us if there's a problem. So that's one of the challenges we face.
And remember, why I'm asking is because, remember, most children in South Africa are raised by ladies, their moms, and with very little to go, you know. So I just wonder how it strikes us in our industry, in health in general, and how other moms are trying to relate to other moms bringing their entire family with the burdens of money and other problems that we have. I mean, half the children you find are abused, and the moms know about it, but they can't even relate. They can't even tell you the stories and whatever.
They can't report the stories
because they live under the thumb of a system, you know.
That's true.
Yeah.
So, what opportunities are there for women in the healthcare sector, do you think? Other than maybe just going private, public
sector.
Yeah.
I think women can, in health, you can be entrepreneurs and supply materials, supply equipment. They could go to doing wellness programs. You know, it's like, as a dentist, I can do wellness programs. I can supply equipment and materials, everything.
The value chain, you can go into the value chain and position yourself there.
Yes.
What I've also seen is that there's a lot of academic posts that are reserved for women, black women in particular, which is okay, because quite a lot of ladies out there find it very daunting to open up their own businesses, because it's very demanding. I don't know how.
I think now that's why I said times are tougher now. That's why now I believe in collaborations, because it's not easy for, you know, getting finance like we did before, and you know, for us to set up private practice, it's you know how costly it is.
While you continue to expand. Tell us about your new venture.
In Hillcrest.
Yes.
Yeah, so the reason behind opening in Hillcrest, honestly, it's because I just wanted to be next to home, because I've been traveling since 2004. I've been traveling 55 Ks, 110 Ks return to Pietermaritzburg. And with the road construction and me wanting to be close to home, then I started to venture in Hillcrest.
And how's that coming along?
It's coming up soon. I've got hope. We started in April. It's our 4th month now. And I feel it's gonna get there.
Yeah.
I'm very positive.
And I mean, you raise a very important aspect of what makes it very difficult as well in healthcare for women. I mean, the healthcare sector is notoriously known for the strenuous time that we spend at work. I mean, it's long hours, it's you know, it's critical, you're always on your feet. And having to sometimes have to choose between work and family life. And that brings a whole element of, I don't know, that maybe our male colleagues don't really experience as much. And even your choice in what you choose to venture into. I mean, the healthcare sector is huge, and what you venture into may also be, you know, dictated by that balance that you have to try strike. Yeah.
You've been on your feet a lot in the last 2 years with COVID.
Yes, I mean, even getting to this profession, I had to think about those things in mind. I didn't have COVID in mind because, I mean, it just happened. But I mean, the decision in getting into the field that I'm in was also influenced partly by, you know, family structure and yeah,
it's very difficult. You have to have routine.
Yeah.
If you're gonna pursue your personal and your professional, you have to have routine. You know that, and you have to have a good support structure at home.
Definitely.
Otherwise, and make sure that you don't take your work home. And most importantly, it's self-care.
Very important.
Yeah.
Very important. Taking your work home is a big one for me. Like I don't negotiate. Yeah. So maybe what are the tips? I mean, you've just said 4 months now into your new business venture. I mean, you've had this experience, but every new venture will come with its own, you know, experiences, its challenges. What does someone need to know if they want to go in that route?
The route, okay. So for me, it's seeking help and advice from your peers who have been there. You know, for me, it was like I'm starting a new baby. So it's important to relate and seek advice from your seniors. And then in whatever you do, you must be loyal and honest, because I feel that that has sustained the business that I'm in. Because if you don't have conscience, that will catch up with you. And with the young ones, I always say that in most cases you find that a person just opens up a practice and they don't introduce themselves, and then when they've got problems, they start seeking for help. So I'd always say, take the risk, go for what you want, but make sure that there's somebody who's your mentor at least.
That's important. That's really important.
You already said you don't take your work home.
No, I don't. That's something I really told myself, that no matter how much I have to do, when I go home, I'm going home.
It's very important.
It's very important.
And you, Doc?
Well, I do sometimes, to be honest.
It's in your head, in your shoulders, everywhere.
I do sometimes, but I draw a line.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, in most cases, I knock off late at work. So that takes away time for family.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Of late, are you happy with the proportion of ladies that have emerged in the health industry in general?
I think yes, but I think we can still do more. Yeah, but I'm happy.
In what sense?
I mean, I'm happy because there's, you're right, we can do more, but especially in diversity and inclusion of women in different levels of the healthcare sector. But I think the journey really has been phenomenal to see and inspiring.
I mean, I'm chuckling now because I've met a lot of ladies you would know through this platform that say I should actually expect a lot of ladies to come out as health messengers in the future. And I'm actually chuffed with that. There's people that tell you, look, if I get an opportunity to be both a health practitioner and a health messenger, and using platforms like these, using TV, using social media, I would be very happy, I would be fulfilled, and they get the best of both worlds. And incidentally, most of our guests are ladies on the show.
Yeah.
Because they are the most energetic and eager health messengers. It's all about health messengers.
Yeah. No, I think it's also about, you know, being heard, women being heard, women given the space that they need to actually be the vessels to speak the voices. And also, I think it's also how we do it.
True.
The tone is always different. You know, we nurturers and we place it nicely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we are enthusiastic.
Definitely, definitely, yeah.
Okay. Now we can go viral and hear your tone.
And hear my tone. Yeah.
Tell us about vaccines. Once more about vaccines. Let's put aside let's put aside COVID. What are the most appropriate, the most necessary vaccines that we should be looking at the moment?
So we're actually seeing, you know, the aftermath of what has been COVID in terms of vaccines. A lot of children miss the opportunity to get vaccines for a number of reasons. And so because of that, for instance, there's some diseases that we are seeing now. For instance, polio. There have been a few cases reported on polio in Africa where it wasn't, you know, previously an issue. That is concerning. So definitely I would encourage parents to really catch up on any vaccines that have been missed in their children. You know, to really, be it measles, be it polio, whatever it may be, get your child to the nearest clinic and get vaccinated.
Thank you, Doc, for the advice as usual. Look, we went to the streets and the beach of Durban and we spoke to abantu bala ekhaya. And because I have these two ladies, I would like them to shed some light to some of the concerns and comments and questions that our people had. Bakhulumile abantu bala ekhaya.
Nibathathe.
Khona la ekhaya.
The beach.
Okay.
Sikhulumile nabantu.
Batheni.
No, some of them ladies, they want to be in the health industry. Do you have any tips? I mean, a lady wants to be a nurse. Do you have any tips for ladies that would like to consider the health industry?
Instead of, do you want to study, or are they nurses? They
Obviously
want,
they
they
have to
want
study.
jobs. Do they want jobs already, or do they need tips on
Tips on how to
get jobs?
get into the industry.
Yeah, it's to just put applications out there. It's just that I know that for the longest time there's been a shortage of posts. There's been a shortage of posts, but I think they can also do, what is it called? Like locums.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Or moonlighting.
moonlighting. Yes, that's
Okay.
the word.
All right.
They can do that.
What would you advise someone that really wants to consider being a nurse?
I think
From scratch, say.
from scratch, I think, well, it's a noble profession. I think firstly, I think people tend to think being in nursing field has a bad rep for whatever reason. I think it's still a noble profession. And they really are the backbone, I believe, of the healthcare industry. There are various avenues one can pursue. I mean, the universities offer nursing courses. Some of the universities, there are nursing colleges that are offered privately, also by government. And these are almost national. So, you know, depending on where you are, I've seen some posts, for instance, Gauteng Department of Health, they've posted on Twitter, you know, use social media to find out when you can apply and, you know, get into the program. Yeah.
It's been a blast being in Durban, Doc. It's been even better meeting up with you after whatever time. And now we would like to know if people anywhere would like to follow up with you. Where can they find you?
They can find us if they can just Google Smileworks Dental on Facebook, Smileworks Dental on Instagram, and our website is www.smileworksdental.co.za, and they will get our phone numbers there. I don't know their phone numbers by heart.
No, you're not the only one. Yes.
Then address in Pietermaritzburg is 14 Killarney Terrace,
Okay.
Pietermaritzburg, and office 2, 1A Shongweni Road, Hillcrest.
All right. And in Hillcrest as well.
Yes.
Okay. And from now on, they can also find you on our website, which is askyourdoctors.co.za, and they must go to the tab that says Find a Doctor. That's where you will find everyone else that's been on the streets with us. And Doc, It's been a great pleasure. And now, guys, brands out there, if you would think your brand identifies with our brand and you would like to advertise on our platforms, please follow the link on the screen, send us an email, and you can also look at us on social media and send us a DM either on Facebook or Instagram. Doc, anything you would like to say? Where would they find you? Next to me.
No, I just want to wish all the women a phenomenal Happy Women's Month. Yeah, I think continue being great, continue being resilient and doing what you do. We all see it and we appreciate it.
And your socials?
My socials, I'm on Instagram, it's Dr_Mashishi. I am on Twitter, it's Bunolo DR, and I am on Facebook, Dr. Bunolo Mashishi.
One of those brave doctors that are on Twitter.
Yeah.
I don't touch.
I'm not on Twitter.
Yeah.
In closing, Doc?
It's been great. Thank you so much for hosting us, for being here. I really enjoyed, and I hope people are inspired, because the aim is always to inspire, right? Mm-hmm. Yes. So from us, I think thank you for joining today's episode. We hope to see you soon. Till next time, keep asking your doctors.
And we're not going to Joburg. No.
We're staying in Durban.
We're staying here.
Yes.